Peace, family. Welcome back to Karen's World. As you can see, I brought back the beautiful Dr. Lisa Burris. We had to do a part 2. There was just still so much that we did not cover in our first interview. We had to do a part 2, had some technical difficulties in the beginning of this video, but you still have about 20 minutes or so worth of dialogue, and this was a very good conversation with Dr. Lisa. And so in the beginning of this video, we talked about how she did the African Ancestry test, and she found out that she comes from Sierra Leone. The African Ancestry test actually traces your mother's line, which is your maternal line, and then also it traces your paternal line, your father's father. So in the beginning of this video, I was very passionate about the Sierra Leonean government and how I am hoping that they do not change their rules to limit the DNA test just to African ancestry, because it would leave out so many people in the African diaspora. So Sierra Leone, I love this about Sierra Leone. They are offering citizenship to the African diaspora that can prove ancestry that comes from Sierra Leone. So there was one time where the Sierra Leonean government accepted all reputable DNA tests, but I think now recently, I don't know if it's capitalism, politics, I have no idea what this is, where they're only limited it to the African Ancestry test. I love African Ancestry. I have taken the my maternal line, and my brother's in the process of taking our paternal line. So I absolutely love African Ancestry. However, I totally disagree if they are only limited to the African Ancestry test for Sierra Leonean citizenship, because African Ancestry does not give a global picture of a person's DNA. So for instance, if they're only tracing the mother's line, well, what if I am a female and my father is Sierra Leonean and I am his only child, right? That would wipe me out, because if I'm just tracing my maternal line, it will not pick up my father's DNA. And if it's, let's just say, if my mother's father was Sierra Leonean, that would knock me out as well, because African Ancestry does not pick that up. So I love African Ancestry. I like that it's Black owned. However, the Sierra Leonean government should not limit it to just the African Ancestry test. I think they should go back to how they used to do it and use all of the reputable companies. Now, if African Ancestry did a test where they gave a global view as well, sure, they're Black owned, let's use them, but they're not there yet. So I just hope and pray that Sierra Leone's government would use more than one test, as long as it's a reputable company, because now you're more inclusive. And then also for our African American brothers, if they're doing a maternal line, we have seen where their ancestry traced back all the way to like Spain or Portugal, but those brothers may have Sierra Leonean ancestry that's more recent, and they should be honored the citizenship as well. So now, with that being said, at the end of the day, I love what Sierra Leone is doing, because they are the only African country that is doing this. Ghana is not even doing it. Ghana had a great marketing campaign, but they are not rewarding citizenship. So at the end of the day, I am very, very excited that Sierra Leone is doing this, and Lisa is actually one of the persons that I know that will be benefiting with getting citizenship in Sierra Leone. So that was the beginning of the video. So I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video, family. We talked about dating and so many other things. So see you guys in the next one. Peace. To 20 more African countries?
Yeah, they have over 20 African countries on their passport of visa free.
Wow.
So that would definitely help me on the continent.
See, I love this so much.
Me too.
Oh my God. I would look, I'm going to I'm calling the Sierra Leonean government. Okay.
Yeah,
my number 2 is Mende. Okay.
Yes,
No.
But no, I mean, you know, that's all part of it. And to your point, we have to consider our paternal side and
the paternal
how
and
that,
maternal.
Yeah.
And look
how
at
that
I think
impacts as well.
And just look at the global picture of your DNA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just look at the global picture. Because I'm honestly so now y'all may not like me saying this, but listen, hear my heart when I say this. Like even for Kenyans, because they have been mixed too with different tribes.
Right.
So they may be raised to be Kikuyu, but if there was a Luya in that bloodline somewhere, and they do a DNA and they trace the father's father, and they cross with a Luya, it's gonna go straight to that Luya man.
Right.
Although they may have been raised Kikuyu. You see what I'm saying? So we're all really kind of mixed up. So that's why.
Even, you know, like my grandmother, one area was showing Bantu people as well.
Yeah.
But the Bantus split and some of them migrated east Africa.
East and then
so
there's
west. And I've heard like some even Luos indicate that they have in their lineage Bantu as well. So,
And like the Kikuyus, they come from the Congo. And a lot of us have the Bantu from the Congo. So that's what I'm saying. There's just like we're all connected,
we're
as
all
African
family.
people.
We're
We're
all
all family. And so that's why I think the African Union was trying to do something at one time, but I think that's why it's so important that we all, like African Americans. Now, people don't agree with this, and I understand both sides, right? Because they feel like, oh, just because you're an African American, why do you feel like you need to come back, and why do you think that you should get citizenship? And so it's like, because this is our home. And we were stripped. We're not a Mzungu. We're not. We were taken from this land. This is our home.
It wasn't by choice that we left the continent.
Right. We didn't leave to go for a better life. You know. And so I do think that the African governments should do something. You know. But you know, I'm not demanding anybody. I'm not fighting and protesting it, but my opinion is that it should be done. They're going to do what they want to do, right? Because I am who I am.
I think now we're getting to a point where they are becoming more aware of our interests.
Aware of our interests. Oh, I love that. Because they just don't know we want to come back.
That makes a difference. And so
I love that.
Most of them, like for instance, in the Gambia, I know they've the expats there have been working very diligently for the government to revamp their regulations on those Africans in the diaspora and trying to so some countries are becoming more aware and even just starting the conversation for starters.
And can we
I applaud them for even doing that.
Sierra Leone, like I'm serious. Even just the fact that they're doing it.
Yes.
Like I don't think that they should just stick to one particular test. But if they decide to, at the end of the day, Sierra Leone is doing a whole lot more than any other African country as it relates to African Americans coming back home. They're doing better. They're doing better than Ghana. Ghana had a great marketing campaign.
Oh, excellent.
But at the end of the day, Ghana is not doing what Sierra Leone is doing. They market it as if they were, but they're not. So I'm just saying, we're just bringing awareness. It's not to put any country down. But Sierra Leone, like, they are doing it. Like, you can't, you have to give them credit, and you have to want to invest there. You have to want to invest there. If they're inviting you and they're giving you citizenship, you have to want to put your money there. Do you see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's just, it is what it is. So I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited for you. I hope I can come with you. I might come. Even if I don't get it, I want to come. Because I still want to touch the soil.
Yes.
Of a country that is just, so open to us, because you love on me, I'm loving you back.
So
right?
As soon as I
that's not to discount Kenya, because see, y'all getting y'all feelings. Y'all know I love you. You know I love you. Okay? Black, red, and green. Okay? You know I love you. I'm not discounting y'all. This is my people. Y'all already know I live here.
There you go.
Baby, because they get sensitive. I love Kenya too. Mwah. Okay, go ahead. What were you going to say?
But no, I was going to say, as soon as the dates are confirmed for the April citizenship ceremony, I will be booking my flight. Ready.
Yeah, I think I want to come. I want to come.
Because I want to visit some other countries while I'm over on the west side.
Yeah.
So, but going home first.
Oh, you going home. You can really say you're going home.
Yeah.
Well, oh, you mean going home to America, but you
No. I'm saying going home first to Sierra Leone.
That's home. You can
pick
really
up my passport, and then I'm going to go visit some other countries visa-free.
But when you say
some beachfront property, hello.
Yes, because Sierra Leone have the mountains and the beach. Because I saw a video where they were like on the beach and you just look up and you can see the mountains.
Yeah.
Sierra Leone, dude, look, shout out to you like so much. Like
coming
hands
home,
down.
coming home.
Hands down. Okay, so the people want to know. This was another thing that we didn't really get into. The people want to know: are you single?
You guys comment in her comments.
They did, Lisa. They did. They was like, "Is she
single or am
They
I
want to
not
know if
single?"
you're single.
Okay, do we need a drum roll on that? I am single.
Lisa
AKA
is single.
divorced.
Can y'all believe
over
it?
a
She
decade.
is single.
Yeah.
So Lisa is single. Okay? Because that was another thing that hit the comments. Like, well, you didn't ask, girl, they the boss of Karen's World, child. They the boss of Karen's World. Okay? So they were like, you didn't ask if she was single. And you didn't talk about the DNA. So child, they the boss. Like, this is a growing global community.
Well,
and I just do what they tell me to do.
Inviting me back.
But yes, guys, so Lisa is single. And so, Lisa, have you, and I don't want to talk about this extensively, but have you experienced dating on the continent? Like, what's dating like here?
Dating on the continent. Excuse me. I guess for me, there's a big age difference here. Is that
because you look younger? And that's why. Because you look younger.
And even in Rwanda, because the average age group there, of course, they were impacted significantly by genocide there. So they, average is like your mid to late 30s.
Oh, wow. Because that's a young society, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And so do you have an age, like what you would?
Oh, God.
I need to do a dating show. Because we have so many couples. I want to bring like some couples. We have couples. We have people that's dating. Like, I might go do a separate show. Yeah.
And I would say, some of the things that you would need to consider is even like their traditional cultural type things
culture
that
is going to be a barrier.
Impact your dating and what that looks like. And so I would say definitely that would impact dating on the continent.
Yeah. I think because especially with African American women, right, we are we are very progressive. And women on the continent also. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say continental African women is just, going to be submissive and do everything that somebody tells them, because we know that that's not the case for every woman. But I think because African American women, I think the cultural differences is because we're so used to doing. And so it could make the man probably on a continent feel like you're trying to boss or, be so aggressive to where he doesn't, feel like the man. But let me say this. I'm not just going to say this I'm not going to just say this on the continent, right? Let me clean this up real quick. Let me get some pie sauce so I can clean this up. Okay, so I think for women of a particular age, a woman who has a career, a woman who has her stuff going on, and I can tell you my experience, it's difficult to find a man. So if you out here, listen to what I'm saying. If you out here, so it is difficult to find a man who wants to be wanted as opposed to needed. This is why this has been my challenge. Okay. I may not need you. Ooh. But I want you. Boy, I want you. So would you rather be, as a man, if your manhood is tied into having to be needed, then that's going to be a problem. Wow. I need a man that is comfortable with, she don't need me to pay her rent. She don't need me to pay her mortgage. She don't need me to do those things. But she wants me as a man. Yeah. She loves my intelligence. She loves and she's attracted to the way I look. She's attracted to just me for being me. Now I can still pay her mortgage if I want to. She don't need it, but I'm sure she appreciates it. Just because I don't need it don't mean I won't appreciate it, right?
And I think that's the difference there in terms of, because, some men, they like being, the thought of being the provider of the family. And that is so good with me, but it doesn't negate in terms of if we want to be career women as well, and because you can balance the two. And especially I would say in these days and where we are now in our life and lifestyle and living our best lives. But I like the thought of, not that I need you to provide for me, but if you had to, you can. And more importantly, that you want to.
Right.
Yes. But I still have the option.
Right.
And I always tell, guys, don't try to clip my wings.
Or take my voice.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I am that free-spirited kind of bird that, I like to travel. I like to do, but I'm not your kind of just homebody person that's just gonna be home and
cook and clean, barefoot in the kitchen.
Yeah, and to be honest, I definitely did that role back in, I was married for a couple of decades, and had that full family, but I still worked outside of the home during that time as well. But I think you have to have flexibility, and look for a partner. That's basically what I prefer, a partner. Right. And so that means we make decisions together.
Absolutely.
You respect me, and like you said, my voice. That type of thing. In all honesty, here in Kenya, and please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but from what I've heard and some of the interactions that I've had, unsolicited by the way, sometimes, but a lot of the men here tend to treat the woman like this they have this kind of inferiority, kind of complex type thing, you know, womanizing, in other words. And I would say this about dating, and you're asking me, most of the guys my age, I think I find them to be married. And they're in polygamy type relationships.
Okay, Ooh.
And
we gotta do another video because I want to talk about polygamy.
Okay, so we'll save that. But anyway,
Lord, this is gonna be a 3-part video.
So if you want someone who's single, you're gonna have to consider younger men here. And you know, so it's a toss up. You gotta figure out what you want. But then, does age really matter?
Does age really matter? Yes, for me.
It does?
I don't want you to be the same age as my daughter.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it does matter. It does matter. And so I just, and
but
like for me.
What if he's mature though? What if he's mature?
It does matter. It's just
he's mature. Like,
but what age are we talking about? Because I knew. Okay, so
he's the only thing that you guys are not in common with is the age, but everything else, like he can have deep conversations with you on your level. He can provide for you if you guys choose for him to do so.
Okay.
So you're gonna let age get in the way of that?
It still depends on the age. Okay, so if he have all of those things that you mentioned, I would go 10 years younger. Okay. If he had all of those things.
Why are you
Because if he's 19 years old, Lisa, like he's not. Because at some point he's not gonna be able to relate to me. Like I don't care how you know, he was born in a whole different era. So his view and perspectives of the world is not going to be mine. Like he was born at a whole nother time.
But maybe that would work for you guys. And I'm just playing devil's advocate. I know I had a major complex with that.
Yeah,
I've never dated anyone. I think I dated someone a year younger than me. Even in high school, you know, like 1 year. And I was feeling a little funny about that. And then older, I've only gone like 3 years older or something
I have
like
gone,
that.
and throughout life I've gone like 6 years older.
No,
I've always,
that'd be too old.
Yeah, I've always dated older. But since being on the continent, I know that I have to, you're not going to be able to get around dating younger, right? And so it is what it is. But I have my cap on how young I'm willing to, you know, I'm willing to go. But anyway, so this is really good because it's just so much, y'all, this dating conversation and there is just so much more to this. And I said, I told her I wasn't going to keep her long. We might have to do a Karen and Lisa show. Tell me if you want a Karen and Lisa show where we come in once a week and we just chop it up with y'all. So tell me if y'all want a Karen and Lisa show, okay? Because it's just so much more for us to talk about, right? Because I'm cutting off this part 2 of this video and there's just still so much more. So anyway, anything for the viewers before we log off?
Thank you guys for letting me be a part of your world in addition to Karen's world.
Child Karen's world is their world. Okay. They run this channel, but go ahead.